Hey guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to get a great discussion on gaming and all that surrounded. Now, on to today's topic. Hey guys, interesting article in terms of Sony and Nintendo's hardware sales. For the Sony PlayStation, they sold about 6.5 million. And let me check really quickly. I believe it's 6.5. That's correct. 6.5 million consoles in their homeland, Japan, and Nintendo has sold 6.6 million consoles in their homeland, Japan. So what makes this interesting is that for really the first time, I mean, from what I've seen anyway, and, excuse me if I'm wrong, I really pay attention to the overall sales. I look more towards worldwide sales of consoles sold. So, or at least I used to. I don't really look at sales as much as I used to, unless it's significant for the industry and for these companies. But for Sony to be outsold, I mean, this is kind of big in a way. This is big for the base PS4, and that's the important part. This is just the base PS4 along with the base, the PlayStation 4 Slim. Those two consoles put together are outsold by Nintendo's Nintendo Switch, and I think that's interesting in terms of, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's been a while since Nintendo's home console system has really outsold any of the other two companies. And for Nintendo to have really good content that I believe that casuals and core fans would like. It's been a minute, I feel like it's been a long time, and that's what's significant to me personally. I feel like Nintendo for a long time, and this is much more fact-based and opinion-based, but with the Wii, ever since the Wii and the Wii U, they have been catering toward the casual fan base, and I think they kind of backed up on that during the Wii U, and they kind of had to, but for the Wii, it was all about the casuals, and good for them to get to take advantage of that. Take advantage of that time, because I think they did it at the perfect time in the perfect time in history, but that backfired obviously, because they were just pretty lost during the Wii U era. But now it kind of feels like the GameCube era in a way. I mean, I was pretty young when the GameCube came out, but I do remember Nintendo's commercials had young adults, like teenagers, young people in college and whatnot, and the the software was accompanied that and complemented that base that they were trying to appeal to. So what makes this interesting, I guess, as an overall thing, would be that Sony has had a dominance in Japan, and of course in America too. They're doing really well. I find it interesting that we're actually seeing competition in a way from someone else, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I mean, this is a good thing from both sides. From those who like Sony, those who like Nintendo. This is a really good thing to happen to both of us, to both gamers. And I say that because competition within the gaming market, competition between hardware manufacturers and software manufacturers are always a good thing, and that is always a good thing for the consumer, and that's us, the gamers. So this is really good news. I don't, for people that can't see it, I'm sorry for them, but this is a really good thing. You're going to see more software coming to Nintendo. You're going to see more not third party. You're going to see more cross-platform games coming to Nintendo. And of course, this doesn't mean anything bad is going to happen to Sony. I mean, they're doing so well. This is, a little bit of competition isn't going to hurt them. So this is a good thing for everyone, and that's a good thing. You don't see that too often. So I can imagine next year, which is going to be in a couple days, next year is going to be very interesting. From Nintendo and hopefully from Sony too. They left their E3. They're not going to be at E3 next year, but I got a feeling they're going to come up with something. I feel like ever since the PlayStation 3, they're not as, at least I hope they're not going to be as overconfident and quite frankly stupid as they were before. I think that scared the hell out of them. So I don't think that they're going to make the same mistake that they did years ago. And I think we're going to see a surprise in the next few months. I wouldn't be surprised. So back to the news article. I think that for Nintendo's success in Japan, I think that's obviously it's going to continue. They're going to have a lot of games next year. I think Fire Emblem's coming out in the spring, along with other things. A lot of core games are going to come to the system next year, and that's going to be a good thing. And that should keep momentum. Of course, the fans in America and Europe are going to love that too. So it's going to be Nintendo is going to have a really good year next year, regardless. I think. And Sony is going to continue having a good year because they're at. This article is nice enough to give us, I think, the total amount too. This is from Nintendo Life, by the way, and they give us the total amount of Switches sold and the total amount of PlayStation sold. So, PlayStation 4 is at about 88 million systems, and Nintendo Switch is about 22 million systems. As of right now. So, both companies are doing really well. The Nintendo Switch sold a lot in the past year. And of course, Sony is just constantly making a lot of money off that system. And good for them both. So, that's just about it for right now. This is really good news. I'm really happy that both companies are doing well profit-wise, and this is going to help. It's going to do well for the fans of each system regardless anyway. So this is really good news. And maybe I'll make a video about it later, but Xbox has been coming up with them buying all these different companies. I can imagine next generation, which is coming really soon, we just don't know specifically. That's going to be really interesting because I can imagine they are foaming at the mouth to get that next system ready, and they are preparing very well for that, I can imagine. So it's going to be it's for anyone that likes games, it's going to be pretty dang interesting for the next couple years. But anyway, I'll keep it short. I'll stop here. Thank you guys for listening, and have a good day.